The Silverbird Man of the Year Award, which can easily rate as a flagship program of Silverbird Group, is the ultimate recognition bestowed on all those considered to have acquitted themselves creditably while in public office or in private enterprise, in such a way that lives of people, especially the downtrodden in the society, are positively affected. The Silverbird Man of the Year Award, which has a long lineup of distinguished Nigerians, both men and women, from the different spheres of our life, economic, social, and political fronts, as worthy beneficiaries, since it was instituted, has as its major yardstick to evaluate winners the core values of discipline and integrity. Another cardinal objective of setting up the Silverbird Man of the Year Award is the promotion of strong and enduring institutions that will discharge functions in a professional, competent, and non-partisan manner to the benefit of the generality of Nigerians, without fear or favor. Without any doubt at all, Nigeria is blessed with an abundance of men and women of impeccable character who have made remarkable contributions to the development of Nigeria in their different areas of calling. Every year, Silverbird Group, through text messages or online voting procedure, ask Nigerians to select who, in their estimation, they consider the best person to win the most coveted prize of Silverbird Man of the Year Award. The chairman of the 2014 edition of the Silverbird Man of the Year Award, who has been described in many quarters as Nigeria's most outstanding foreign affairs minister and former Commissioner of Justice and Attorney General in Rivers State, Mr. Uduaghan, in his welcome remarks at this year's edition of the awards, further expatiated on the ideals of the award and why it has stood the test of time.
This award has clearly earned its reputation and established itself as one of the most prestigious and distinctive awards of our time. Such a distinction arises first from the stature of the organization, the credibility of the organization, the consistency of the organization, Silverbird Group. The Senator-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator-elect Ben Bruce. And of course his wonderful team at Silverbird. This is one of the things that makes this award so prestigious. Silverbird has its footprints across Nigeria and across Africa indeed.
The winner of the prestigious 2014 Silverbird Man of the Year Award is the Executive Governor of Delta State, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan. He was accompanied to the event by his wife, Mrs. Rolly Uduaghan, and a rich array of people from all arms of the Delta State government, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. This is in addition to admirers of the medical doctor-turned-politician who came from different parts of the country to give him the much-needed morale-boosting support. Leading the League of Delta State Indigenes in the diaspora, if you like, was the publisher extraordinaire of Vanguard newspapers and the oldest standing practicing journalist and a pride to Delta State, Mr. Sam Amokapemo. The chief host of the Silverbird Man of the Year Award, newly elected Senator Ben Bruce, to represent Bayelsa East in the 8th National Assembly, was supported by Senator Florence Itagiwa, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Akiume Adeshina, and Mr. Innocent Chukwuma, who both bagged awards at the ceremony. Born on the 22nd of October 1954, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan, CON, began his education at the United First Primary School, Ogarafe, in Delta State between 1961 and 1966. He attended Federal Government College, Warri, Delta State between 1968 and 1974. Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan attended the University of Benin between 1975 and 1980, where he graduated as a medical doctor. He was adjudged the most outstanding corps member during his Youth Service Corps program, which he did in Kwara State. Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan began his working career at the Delta Steel Company, Alaja, where he rose to the position of Senior Medical Officer. He worked at Western Hospital, Warri, Benoni Hospital, Benin City, and Shell Hospital, Ogunu, Warri, in Delta State between 1989 and 1994. He was a founding member of the People's Democratic Party. Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan served as Commissioner for Health and later Secretary to the Delta State government before he decided to have a crack at the governorship of Delta State. This was in 2007. He became victorious and also had a second-term victory in 2011. A totally detribalized person, people-oriented, grassroots politician, it is to the credit of Dr. Uduaghan that Delta State remains the most peaceful state in the Niger Delta region today. Through people-oriented programs like the microcredit scheme, many people in Delta State have become successful traders, while small organizations have become bigger through the multiplier effect of the program. In fact, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan was honored by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in 2008 and 2010 as the best governor in Nigeria who has put in place programs and measures to reduce poverty among his people. The Delta State microcredit scheme was cited. As a nationally and internationally acclaimed medical practitioner of over 3 decades standing, it is no surprise at all that the healthcare policy program introduced by Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan in Delta State has been adjudged as the best in the entire country. Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan maintains that since governance is all about the people, a lot has to be focused on the well-being and welfare of the citizenry. This informed his decision to put in place free medical care for all children in Delta State and a free maternal health care service for all pregnant mothers. Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan has also implemented the policy of allocating 50% of the 13% derivation fund to the oil-producing communities in Delta State. This is through the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Commission, DEPSOPADEC. In the education, transport, and agricultural sectors, Dr. Uduaghan's administration has scored very high marks. Several road projects have been executed. The construction of the Asaba International Airport has served as the much-needed critical infrastructure which has attracted investments in all areas of the economy, tourism, agriculture, and so on. Today, the revenue of Delta State is on an unassailable upward swing. The Delta Beyond Oil philosophy envisioned by Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan is a great masterstroke through which other areas of development are being gradually harnessed to further develop Delta State. Perhaps where Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan could be considered to have put the best foot forward is in the area of sports and entertainment, and this has positively catapulted Nigeria's image on the international scene. Today, Nigerian practitioners in the sports and entertainment sector enjoy great patronage all over the world. As the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Delta State, Barrister Chike Ogie, always says, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan has indeed finished strong in rendering 8-year selfless service to the people of Delta State, and posterity will judge him kindly for this. As Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan leaves office, there are so many developments in Delta State by which his name will be kept in perpetuity by all Deltans. The minibus scheme, where the people pay half of the fare, is one of those. The prestigious Silverbird Man of the Year award was presented to Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan by Governor Ayo Fayose of Ekiti State. In his acceptance speech, Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan thanked the organizers of the award for the honor done him, which is dedicated to the people of Delta State, his wife and family. He pledged his readiness to take up any assignment to move the nation forward in any capacity.
One of the things that caused a lot of problems in Delta, that caused some of the crises we are having today in the Niger Delta, were political issues. And as I came out with my aspiration to contest for the Senate, I discovered that my pushing to become a senator would lead to another inter-ethnic crisis, would lead to another Niger Delta crisis. I decided to step down. It was a great personal sacrifice, family sacrifice, ethnic sacrifice, political sacrifice. But for me, nothing is too much to sacrifice for peace. And if there's anything I can dedicate this award to tonight, it's for the peaceful coexistence of all the ethnic groups in Delta State. To thank them that when I came in 2007, we had a lot of distrust, we had a lot of challenges amongst the various ethnic groups. But today, as I leave, we have a more peaceful Delta State, a state in which the various ethnic nationalities are no longer at each other's throat. A state in which Asaba has become accepted as the capital of Delta State. In 2007, I can tell you that there were some people who told me that if they ever slept in Asaba as a state capital, they would die. But today they sleep in Asaba and they are not dying because they have accepted Asaba as a state capital. A state in which today we have a governor-elect from Delta North, and everybody has accepted him and actually voted for him.
He also promised to keep faith with the People's Democratic Party. He had a word of advice for the incoming administration to run an all-inclusive administration and avoid the mistake of marginalizing any area of the country. Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan said his decision to step down his ambition to run for the Senate position to represent his people was to see that peace reigns in his community.